Alright, welcome back everyone to another Grand Cross video. Today what we're going to do is going over how to prepare for Assault Mode Meliodas to come on global in 4 days time. Yes, he's coming this Tuesday. Is it 4 days? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 4 days. It's 4 days. So there's quite a bit to talk about. And you lot seem to enjoy my last one where I did it for Escanor. So obviously you want to be prepared. You want to have the counters towards him. You want to have the good team built up for him. We're going to go both. So we're going to cover both sides, right? So don't worry if you are planning to skip or something for him. We're going to cover everything. But before we start, I got to say if you are new, definitely hit the subscribe button. And if you can, as well, hit the like button. It does let me know you lot enjoy the videos. And likes do matter. I can't stress enough. It does help with the video get out there. And more people can see it because it does matter. Okay, so first thing first is diamonds. Do you have enough diamonds to get him? Now obviously you have to have 900 diamonds, so if you don't have that much, don't worry, he is here for a month, so you can obviously save up around, I think free to play you can probably get onwards of like 500 plus a month just for playing a game to like the max, right? I think that's probably like max, like not minimum. You can probably get around even more probably depending on what events do come out. But bear in mind you do get one free multi. It's not here yet, but it will be up here and you'll be able to get him. Now I always say it every time, but there is one way to get a lot of diamonds, and that's obviously story mode and obviously reverse stages. This is something that's very hard to do, but you do get quite a lot of diamonds, so you can do both of them. Season 2 is a lot easier, but there is less too as well. But I guess the most important one is this, and I always say it, is that if you go to your daily task, I believe, challenges, achievements, if you've already done this, then you can't do it again, but this is the first time if you're new as well. There's a lot of damage to get to. So if you go to the bottom, I've done them already, but you can see here is win without dying in boss battle, right? And then obviously you get 2 diamonds, and you can do this for every single stage. And as well, you can win without dying. Oh, not dying. It's the win of only 1 hero. It's this one here too. So once again, 4-2, you get around 6 diamonds per stage of the boss battles, and then there's 6 of them, so that's 36 diamonds around there. And not to mention as well, when you do get the death matches, you can obviously do every single one from normal to hell, where if you do win without dying, you do get that. And I believe there's other ones too that I haven't done, which is up here is win alone. Yeah, win alone. So you get a lot of diamonds here. I think onwards of like 140 plus. So if you haven't done those, definitely start doing them. It's a good way to get diamonds. And then next is the when you do get him, how do you max him? Well, obviously you want to have all the stuff prepared. So always have this. I always have one sleeve just for every festival unit. Oh, okay, I can show you good. Okay. If you go here, go to Awaken, and then go to Full. You can use Awaken token. You see I have 4 of them. Now, obviously, I am not free to play, but I don't summon every banner. So, when I do get a character that I do want to showcase, I always have them stacked up. And I don't buy these. These are all given for free. So, you should have around the same amount of things. I recommend always doing this for someone new or someone, a character you want to max straight away. So, Assault Medi, always worth this. Just max them out straight away. I want to make sure I don't click that because I don't want to max my Fraugen. And as well, I didn't say it's my last video or like the last one, but I did get recommended saying, oh, you should have this, is the food. You get his max cosmetics as well. He is, if you are free to play, you want to get the only cosmetic you can get for free. So do use these foods. You can see here, I can max out pretty quick. I believe you only have to around, if you have around 50, you can probably max out too. And then as well, you can use the Vanilla Ale, which you do get daily, and you can max out pretty quick. You can see here, the boom. I could just make food right now if I want to, and I can max them out pretty easy. So yeah, just farm food. So you lot recommended last time I did suggest this, so here you go. Okay, so the next one is the team. Now, this one may be a little bit too long and maybe a little bit extensive. I'm going to go into a lot of detail, but you should know this. So firstly, it's the team. This is the best team you want to use. Now, the reason why, because they complement each other so much here. The most important one and the best friend to Assault Meliodas is Blue Draw. Now, the reason why, because he has this commandment here that applies buffs onto yourself and also the enemies, which is what Assault Meliodas needs, right? So he has this skill here. He has Rupture, which does double damage towards buffed enemies. So you want to have a buff on them, which is what Draw is doing. And as well, if you do get attacked, you are going to give yourself a buff with his passive and also Draw resistance. So not only is it going to keep him alive, it's also going to give him an extra 30% damage up to 90 because you can apply the buff 3 times. And yeah, this is Amplify, so it does more damage per buff. Okay, so I'm going to skip my last gun and go over Zeldris. So if you look at the team you can use, bear in mind, I don't have it filtered towards Draw and Gluxony, but you can use them too because they do have commandments. But you can see here, there's not too many people. I believe it's actually only... him actually that does work in the sub. Now bear in mind you can use anyone in the sub if you want to, because well it only works if they're in the front line, but bear in mind if they do die and you have like someone like Merlin or Nanashi to come in afterwards, his passive will reset like how Gopher does it. So you could, if you want to, if you do think you can stay alive for a lot longer and keep your team alive, then you can obviously use like Merlin to ult rush. You can use Nanashi to get more buffs, keep your characters alive, and also get more amplify buffs too. And yeah, anyone that works the sub, Death Pierce, anyone like, you know, that does work in sub. But if you want someone to come in afterwards that is more reliable, then Zeldris will work. He does give everyone a basic increase in stats. I believe, is it 7%? 6% of the commandment, right? Yeah, so that's how it works. And yeah, okay, so I'll go with the Melascula. So, okay, let me just say this. She's worth upgrading. Yes, she is, but I do think she is the first person that's going to get replaced. Now, we are very close, at least, well, JP is fine, fair enough, right? Because JP had a Salt Medi almost nearly 2 months ago now, where the next festival banner should be Demon Chandler, or the next few banners afterwards should add some new demons, and unless they somehow buff the other team, I do believe Melascula will be the first person you're going to replace. So you're always going to use, obviously, Draw, you're always going to use, obviously, a Salt Medi. I mean, I doubt you're going to use Chandler, Demon Chandler, or Cusack in the sub. So I do think if you are going to invest into this team, do upgrade her. It's very cheap to upgrade someone, but don't give her UR gear. I highly recommend it. I mean, if you want to use her, it's fine. But I do think she will be the first person to replace. Like, Demon Chandler should be the next Holy War Festival, which is very close. I know it's going to be like maybe a month or two on Global, but I don't know. If you're afraid to play and you want to use her, use her on geared, but in gear PvP, yeah, just do not use her. I mean, use her, but like, listen, I'd rather use Esterosa. So the whole point I put in the background so you can see it is, everyone, they just don't attack you. It's so boring to play a mirror match with this team, or even to use this team, because they just don't attack you, and you can see in the gameplay in the background. So. What won me the game is the fact that I had 2 taunt characters. So I would recommend using, if you want to, use 2 Esterosas. Now, bear in mind, you can only use 1 commandment. So you're always going to use, Blue Jaw's commandment anyway. But you can use anyone. The cool thing about this team is the fact that you can use any demon you want to. Even Bellion. Yes, Bellion does get a little bit buff because now he's a good team. But always bear in mind, you're going to die very quick because, well, the one does exist. Now, if you're saying the one, for example, my the one on Global is 6 or 5/6, right? So no one's surviving at all. If I always going to kill him, but you're probably going to say, oh, well, I just taunt with my Draw, and then obviously it will activate, when I do kill him, it will activate Melascula's passive. But bear in mind, when Draw does die, right, and you do activate his, Melascula's passive, it does remove buffs, which does mean for that one turn, I could actually attack Meliodas, which is going to be very easy if I start upgrading, if I just don't attack, and I upgrade my my Escanor. I can just nuke the Draw, activate Melascula's passive, and I can just kill somebody. Like, this team is very easy to beat, but also, as well, if they play bad, then it's easy to win. But I do think the one team, especially Lolly Merlin, that does come out in the future, is just has the better team. Now, that's not to say that we aren't going to get more demons in the future. Like I did say, we are going to get Demon Chandler, and also, Chandler Cusack. We're also going to get the other version of the other colors of the commandments that are going to make this guy better. And yeah, in the long run, he will be good, which is why I'm going to summon him when he is good. I'm not going to summon him now because, well, I'm not going to use him. And I do have him on JP, as you can see. But yeah, the team you can use this. You could replace, obviously, I would honestly, I tested out. I definitely would. I prefer to use Esterosa because I want to taunt twice. I want to make sure no one can attack my Meliodas. So if I have one taunt with a Draw, I can do 1 turn. I can counter with a thing. Now, bear in mind, there's one little tip. Okay, and a little trick with Esterosa. If you see someone using Esterosa on the other team, attack him when he counters. Because if he counters you and attacks you back, it will activate your buffs and passive. And yeah, it's definitely a good way to build up his passive. It works both ways if you see someone using a Salt Medi, because you're kind of trading buffs, which isn't a good idea because he can attack you afterwards. But yeah, just bear in mind, you can use Esterosa against you. So just a little tip. Okay, the quickly go over the Giants and the Fairies, because I didn't cover them. I already covered Blue Draw, so obviously just use him. You can use Green Draw, but bear in mind he doesn't have a taunt. But he does disable passive for 2 turns. But bear in mind, the Escanor turn 3 can't be ultimate disabled. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend Green Draw. He's not the greatest. Blue Draw is definitely better. And to go over the Fairies, the Gloxinias, funny enough, this was kind of a good thing because, well, this guy here, I believe it's this one. Is it this one? Yes, this one here. He disabled attacks for 1 turn. The exact same as green, red Gopher. But now, because, well, you can't use Gopher with the Salt Medi team, this could be a good skill. This one here, I believe, is it Poison, right? I'm not too sure. And then Red Gluxini is actually very good too. He does actually have a cleanse, which is the exact same thing as Blue King, which is very good if you are having a mirror match and you do find a Salt Medi and you do attack him. He does lower your defense, so you can cleanse yourself and heal yourself back up. It's very good. And as well, this does actually disable rank 2 skills and above. So it's very good to actually, if they're moving skills together to rank up, it's very good. But yeah, that is it for the team. Now let's go over the counters. Obviously, like I did say, this team is the maximum counter you can get. You have, like, what, 3 festival units to have high CC overall. So majority of the time, if you are versing, like, you're both even, if you're both maxed everyone out, you're always going to start first, which means you can, if you do ever get a good start, if you do have the best gear, if you do have the right, like, Death Piss and sub probably, and, like, best chances for Escanor, if you create a Salt Meliodas, if you do get like, you know, a tier 2, a tier 3 turn 1, upgrade or go far, you can kill Assault Medi turn 1, and you'll see that a lot with the team. Now bear in mind he does have type disadvantage, so it's a little bit harder, but depending on what the Assault Medi does run, you can, you know, somehow survive. But that's when you bring, obviously you bring Red Manascula to keep him from dying turn 1. But there are counters like I did say, you can just nuke with his ult, you can just rush Assault Medi's ultimate and just kill. Literally, they can't do nothing apart from Petrify, but then you can just bring the DCL. There are a lot of counters. Assault Medi's team isn't the best, and I'd say, yeah, the most important counter is probably the one. I guess there isn't really too many anyone else, like apart from just a Gluio team. That's kind of like the best counter towards it. And yeah, the most important counter is to not attack. Yes, you can choose not to activate his passive. Just rush ult any team, any AoE ult will just kill Assault Medi. And bear in mind, he can do that too. He can also rush ult, but you can bring Merlin, of course. So he's kind of limited, or the Assault Medi team's kind of limited because they can't bring Merlin. They can, but if you kill someone, then she comes in and his passive doesn't work, and Assault Medi isn't too great then. But yeah, this is kind of the best team to use. I mean, it's, to be fair, we know this. This is like the ultimate Gluio team. You're going to nuke everyone with it. Okay, so there's a lot of information, like I did say, but let's go over the final bit, which is the gear. Now, there's two ways you can go. Bear in mind, it doesn't take much to actually just change them around. But you can go attack defense. Obviously, that's the simplest way to go. That's obviously because, well, you want to make sure you survive. But bear in mind, you are using a lot of taunt characters. You're going to use Draw. You're going to use, what's the name? Derieri, the blue one, for example, who I didn't really cover too much, but I'll get into later on. And then as well, you can use counter Esterosa. So you're necessarily not going to get attacked. So you can, if you want to, go towards crit damage, which I haven't built up on my JP account, but it doesn't take much. You can rotate between the two. It's only 10 purple stones, so it's not a lot. If test which one you want the best, it doesn't matter, but you want to go definitely attack. You don't need a HP because, well, he's not getting attacked, and you want to get as much damage as possible. And yeah, that's the best gear for him. And like I did say, Derieri, she is out on global right now, so you do have a chance to pull her. She is out to the 30th. Bear in mind, they did extend the banner because, well, Fanabot Eskin was coming very soon, and you want to have mono. So they did extend the banner. So yeah, you can wait. You don't have to summon right now. If you do get Assault Medi and you decide later on you want to summon for Derieri, you can, because she is out to the 30th. But yeah, she is a decent character to use. I can say you want to use Draw more because Draw's passive is just better. But she doesn't. The reason why, okay, look, she has this taunt card, which is one turn. It's exact same as Draw, basically in terms of turns. But she has this skill here, which removes buff. So it's gonna be very good to counter people using blue Draw who are using Manascula, so she's very good in that half. But then she has the passive, which okay, so blue Derieri does have this passive, which is not the greatest, but not too bad. She disables ultimates for 2 turns if she does get attacked 3 times, and you can only do this once. But bear in mind, typically in the Assault Medi team, you're not going to be attacking, so you just won't attack her. And the one, for example, on turn 3 cannot be ultimate disabled because he does get debuff immunity. So it doesn't really matter too much about disabled ultimates. He's still going to get that off. He's still going to one-shot your characters. And bear in mind, he does have death damage too. So unless you have Manascula protecting him, he's going to kill 2 people. It's like, I can't stress enough how better the one is. But like I did say, more demons are going to come in the future. But I'll summon when that happens, right? But yeah, that is it. That's how you prepare for Assault Meliodas. Like I did say, a lot of talking, but you want to know everything you can before you invest into this team if you do want to summon for him. I've already made why I'm skipping and why you should skip if you want to. But at the end of the day, just have fun, summon before you want to. I'm personally going to skip for Demon Chandler, Lolly Merlin, and also the ReZero collab. So I'll wait until he's actually good before I start summoning for him. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you lot are doing, if you're someone not, if you're prepared or not. I'm sure most of you probably already built UR gear for a lot of characters. I seriously can't stress enough. I probably really wouldn't recommend building UR gear for Manascula. It's just because she's going to get replaced very quick when Demon Chandler or a new Chandler does come out, or even a Cusack. So yeah, you can super awaken her because it's very cheap, but I wouldn't recommend giving her UR gear. I know a lot of people have already done it, and to be fair, it's the only time she's actually kind of usable. So if you want to, fair enough, but I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know if it helped out, and yeah, good luck on your summons on Tuesday. I will not be summoning because I plan to skip, and yeah, I've kind of already explained why. But thank you guys for watching, and peace. とにかくまずこの封じられた魔力を元に戻さんとな。